New York Congressman Peter King, who heads the House Homeland Security Committee, begins a series of controversial hearings this week on whether American Muslims are increasingly being exposed to a radicalized form of Islam. Critics say the hearings unfairly target only Muslims, but supporters say King is asking questions that need to be addressed. CBS News congressional correspondent Nancy Cortez has the latest from Capitol Hill for us this morning. Nancy, good morning.
Chris, good morning to you. These hearings haven't even happened yet, and already foes are calling them discriminatory and a witch hunt. The man behind them, though, is undeterred. He says they're a matter of homeland security.
Homegrown radicalization is a growing threat and one we cannot ignore.
Congressman Peter King is a Republican from Long Island who lost dozens of constituents on 9/11. Tomorrow he'll lead a congressional hearing examining that threat. But even the name of the hearing has critics fuming: radicalization in the American Muslim community.
If you want to talk about terrorism or extremism, it should be about everyone.
But King, who chairs the Homeland Security Committee, contends that radical American Muslims are to blame for most of the terrorist attempts and attacks in this country since 9/11. And he says the Muslim community hasn't done enough to prevent radicalization from taking hold.
Unfortunately, Representative King has a past history of anti-Muslim rhetoric. He has a past history of promoting anti-Muslim sentiment, and that doesn't lend itself to objective hearings on the subject.
Congressman King, who once asserted that 80% of all American mosques were radicalized, did not invite any experts or law enforcement officers to testify tomorrow, prompting this letter from a group of 50 liberal organizations calling it a, quote, political show trial. King argues there's more to learn from the family members of two radicalized Muslims who will share their stories at a hearing that has sparked protests on both sides.
Congressman King is taking action on this. For people to call him Islamophobe or a bigot is ridiculous.
Republican leaders are treading lightly here, saying as little as possible about the hearing, aside from acknowledging that King has the right to hold it. Chris?